28th February 2021. What we are looking here is a month ahead from us. It's the spring equinox. So, I made a video about this year's spring equinox. Because I think it's important to be aware of that event. Because if we watch at some other pictures, and most of those pictures they came from those books, last December 21st, we had the winter equinox. We had the big conjunction happening at the same day. Gas giants moved into the age of Aquarius. So I guess we are officially in the age of Aquarius now. So, on the opposite, that's Aquarius. On the total opposite, we have Leo. If we go, I was showing you the Sphinx, talking about the Sphinx being a lion, and that's not the halfway around this circle. Or maybe the other way around. So, let's read a little bit from those books. We'll just start here. In Sumerian, the term for the 4 regions of the earth was Up, but it also is found as An-Up, the heavenly, the celestial 4 corners. In this case, an astronomical term connected with a calendar. It is taken to refer to the 4 points of the Earth-Sun annual cycle that we nowadays call the summer solstice, the winter solstice, and the 2 crossings of the equator. Once the spring equinox and then as the autumnal equinox. In the calendar of Nippur, the year began on the day of the spring equinox and it has so remained in the ensuing calendars of the ancient Near East. That determined the time of the most important festival of the year, the New Year Festival, an event that lasted 10 days, during which detailed and canonized rituals had to be followed. Determining calendrical time by heliacal rising entailed the observation of the skies at dawn, when the sun just begins to rise on the eastern horizon, but the skies are still dark enough to show the stars in the background. The day of the equinox having been determined by the fact that on it daylight and night time were precisely equal. The position of the sun at heliacal rising was then marked by the erection of a stone pillar to guide future observations. A procedure that was followed, for example, later on at Stonehenge in Britain, and as at Stonehenge, long-term observation revealed that the group of stars, constellation in the background, has not remained the same. There, the alignment stone called the heel stone that points to sunrise on solstice day nowadays pointed originally to sunrise circa 2000 BC. Okay, now we are over at NASA Science. Magnetic portals connect Earth to the Sun. 2008, more than 10 years ago. Here's a picture of that. How they imagine it will happen, or it could probably look. It's called a Flux transfer event, or FTE. Let's start from the beginning, probably. During the time it takes you read this article, something will happen high overhead that until recently many scientists didn't believe in. A magnetic portal will open, linking Earth to the Sun 93 million miles away. Tons of high-energy particles may flow through the opening before it closes again, around the same time you reach the end of the page. It's called a Flux transfer event, or FTE, says space physicist David Seebeck of the Goddard Space Flight Center. 10 years ago, I was pretty sure they didn't exist, but now the evidence is incontrovertible. Convertible? Indeed, says. Today, Seebeck is telling an international assembly of space physicists at the 2008 Plasma Workshop in Huntsville, Alabama, that FTEs are not just common, but possibly twice as common as anyone ever imagined. Researchers have long known that the Earth and Sun must be connected. Earth's magnetosphere, the magnetic bubble that surrounds our planet, is filled with particles from the Sun that arrive via the solar wind and penetrate the planet's magnetic defenses. They enter by following magnetic field lines that can be traced from terra firma all the way back to the Sun's atmosphere. We used to think the connection was permanent and that solar wind could trickle into the near-Earth environment anytime the wind was active, says Seebeck. We were wrong. The connections are not steady at all. They are often brief, bursty, and very dynamic. You can read the rest of that, but I want to show you something else in the meanwhile. Yeah, let's go quickly to this one here. They are marked the equator, Tropic of Capricorn, Tropic of Cancer. They're important. The spring equinox. We are on the opposite side of this circle this year. And if you think about those time frames and all this kind of stuff, we are having now year 2021. Wrong button. (2021). First spring equinox in the age of Aquarius. Is not far anymore. If we are watching what kind of people came out recently talking about alien space life and all this kind of stuff, they originate, all of them, all three specifically. They had Leb, I don't remember the third one, from the country, nowadays country, or whatever you can call it, place, where happens to be, according to old stories, the navel of Earth. They are probably still using this old calendar. They are having spring equinox as a new year. This is our magnetosphere. Wow, shock. This is where the satellites are. This little dot in the middle is Earth. Seems to be quite steady at the moment. a little bit flickering in the back, but this is what it does. We have those bubbles flying off here all the time. Mixed up magnetic lines, loops, bubbles. Neptune's storm fucked up. Mars lost his atmosphere, Pluto lost his atmosphere, Uranus is about losing his atmosphere. We have the big conjunction of the gas giants coming up in 2024. Things are cranking really up. Many volcanoes are blowing up. I think Italians should really be prepared for the worst. From the southernmost tip to the northernmost tip, the whole country. Everyone should be prepared. This is our magnetosphere model. You can see the lines, the red one, the closed lines, polar cap lines, and interplanetary magnetic field lines. You can see how they are tangling up in the back. There's a funny picture in the middle. They're tangling up and then BAM! Bubble flies off. Doesn't take that long, a new bubble is forming which flies off. Let's go to the beginning. Huge bubble, everything's flying away. New bubble forming, a little bit of stuff flying off. All the time now there's a new bubble forming, flying off. Again. This must be some discharge. But this not. Siphoning our atmosphere into space. Through those closed field lines. That's our magnetosphere flickering. Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that we should keep our eyes open around the spring equinox, especially this year, because it's a special event. That's a really special event. We are entering into the opposite zodiacal sign of Leo. The age of Aquarius has begun. It's the first spring equinox in the new age. Many people know that. But I'm really excited. Is there something interesting happening around those days? That's some rippling here. See that? Here? Those lines? Now they are here. They're all over the place. What's that supposed to mean? This just doesn't look really healthy for us, I think. Interesting. The magnetics are changing. That's interesting. But I'll leave it here. Spring equinox this year, exciting moment. Be aware of that. Thank you.